If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And
when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him.
The long simmering beef between Terence Crawford and Gervonta "Tank" Davis has finally boiled over in explosive fashion. What was once just verbal jabs through interviews and social media erupted into a shocking physical confrontation that has the boxing world buzzing.
I think at 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147?
147.
Shit, if I tap that trend, you know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know
he ain't got no chance.
As Tank Davis wraps up training camp for his highly anticipated fight against Lamont Roach at Brooklyn's Barclays Center, tensions reached a breaking point during a behind-the-scenes press roundtable. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford, who's been in New York since Valentine's Day to watch Keyshawn Davis's fight at MSG, made an unexpected and game-changing appearance.
Whoever, I told Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these.
Crawford, who was ringside at Madison Square Garden alongside Claressa Shields and other boxing elites, had planned to fly to Saudi Arabia to witness Shakur Stevenson vs. Floyd Schofield. But instead, he showed up at Tank's press event, and chaos ensued. The moment Davis confronted Crawford over recent disrespectful comments, the meeting spiraled into a near brawl.
You would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 50.
Crawford didn't deny his previous remarks. Instead, he doubled down, daring Tank to act. And in a flash, the welterweight king shoved Davis before security and teams rushed in to separate them. The source of the feud? Crawford's recent interview where he unleashed a brutal takedown of the WBA lightweight champ.
I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security.
On the Cigar Talk podcast, Crawford didn't hold back. I just really don't like that dude. I really don't like him. He's one of these arrogant little dudes hiding behind security and fame. But put him in the right situation. Nah, he wouldn't act so tough. When asked if he respects Tank as a fighter, Crawford gave a reluctant nod. Yeah, he's damn good, power, skills, boxing IQ. But as a person? Nah. That's where my issue is. The tension is now undeniable, and with both fighters at the top of their games, this feud has officially escalated from words to shoves. Will it lead to an actual super fight? The world is waiting.
Talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
A Crawford-Davis super fight remains fantasy matchmaking for now, with weight divisions keeping these rivals apart. Crawford last fought at 154 pounds and is preparing to challenge Canelo at 168 pounds, a full 20 pounds above Tank's optimal fighting weight. The Baltimore knockout artist has built his perfect 30-0 record, 28 KOs, primarily at lightweight, where he reigns as WBA champion in one of boxing's most stacked divisions. While fans dream of unification bouts, the scale tells a different story.
Man, he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But his core personality and his ways.
The lightweight division's other champions have all taken shots at Tank's throne. Vasily Lomachenko holds the IBF strap, Shakur Stevenson the WBC, and Keyshawn Davis recently claimed the WBO with a brutal body shot KO of Denis Berinchyk on Valentine's Day, witnessed firsthand by Crawford. Bud didn't mince words afterward. Tank knows what's up. Shakur and Keyshawn. Those are the guys who'll give him his first L's. They've got the skills and the mentality he can't break.
On social media around that time, is that just you being competitive when that happens, or is it?
Both Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis have publicly salivated at the prospect of facing Tank. Keyshawn drew parallels to Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence. I see myself putting that same beating on Gervonta. His style is perfect for mine. I'm younger, smarter inside and outside the ring. Might not go 12 rounds, but I can if needed. The rising star acknowledged Tank's power while hinting at unseen dimensions in his own game. People haven't seen my full arsenal yet.
That everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give them no fight. They not mentally there, you know what I mean? They might have a little skills here and there, but mentally wise, they not.
Stevenson, who's chased the Tank fight for years, shifted responsibility onto the pay-per-view star. He's the attraction, the money man. The ball's in his court. The WBC champ admitted frustration with Tank's avoidance. I don't have the funds to make him an offer. Honestly, I don't have much respect for him at this point. With Tank set to face Lamont Roach on March 1st, the boxing world waits to see if he'll finally face one of these dangerous champions next.
Keep it up, that whole fight. And them two guys right there, you know what I mean, is going to be the ones that, you know.
Lomachenko appears the most likely next opponent, though negotiations collapsed last year when the Ukrainian opted for time off. The current Crawford-Davis feud traces back to January's Ring Magazine Awards in London, an event where boxing's elite gathered, but Tank was conspicuously absent. Reports suggest bad blood with Riyadh Season's Turkey Alolshik, who owns the Ring magazine, led to the snub.
Said no chance.
I got round 5.
Yeah, I got round 6.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah.
While Crawford rubbed shoulders with boxing royalty at the awards, Tank took to social media with since-deleted rants. Why invite half the game? Tell them to fight each other since they've got such a heavy roster. He particularly targeted Alolshik. This guy knows nothing about boxing. Why is he the one making fights? The outburst revealed Tank's simmering resentment at being excluded from boxing's power circles. Crawford couldn't resist trolling his rival. I see somebody mad they weren't invited. I remember being left out too, that's why when they let me in, I crashed the party. The jab sparked a days-long social media war, with Tank allegedly flexing his wealth in response. This petty back and forth underscores the genuine bad blood between two of boxing's biggest stars, a feud that's now escalated from online sparring to physical confrontation. The war of words between Crawford and Davis escalated into a financial flex-off, with Crawford firing back at Tank's wealth claims. Rich fools always lead with their wallets. Bet I've got smarter investments and cleaner books. You can't buy anything I can't, and that's facts. This petty exchange comes amid Tank's shocking retirement announcement, that he'll hang up his gloves after 2025. Fans are left wondering why he's obsessing over awards shows if he's truly walking away soon. The bad blood traces back to Crawford's Breakfast Club interview where he dismissed Tank's 147 pounds challenge. If he thinks he's knocking me out at welterweight, he's dreaming. There's levels to this. Their career trajectories tell the story of why this feud may never get settled in the ring. Crawford started at lightweight, Tank's current domain, became undisputed at 140 pounds, where Tank briefly held a belt, then dominated welterweight before his recent 154 pounds debut. Meanwhile, Tank remains entrenched at 135 pounds, knocking out everyone put in front of him. The Baltimore Bomber has playfully claimed he'd KO Crawford, but the Nebraska Southpaw warns, punching up weight classes is dangerous business. Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. believes this fantasy matchup would be fireworks, at 145 pounds. That's a damn good fight. Jones highlights Tank's explosive power as the X-factor Crawford's past opponents lacked. Explosiveness changes everything, it's how I dominated 4 weight classes. While most favor Crawford's technical mastery, Jones suggests Tank's dynamite hands could rewrite the script.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
So, okay. What about, everyone's talking about arrow fight.
As both stars marched toward legacy-defining fights, their paths couldn't diverge more dramatically. Crawford eyes a staggering 14 pounds leap to challenge Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, while Tank prepares for his March 1st Barclays Center defense against Lamont Roach Jr., potentially his penultimate fight before retirement. The boxing world is left to wonder, could Tank's power really trouble Crawford? We may never get the answer.
If him and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good daggone fight, you understand me? Matter of fact, I'm saying, that's a good damn fight, you understand me? Because they both have very high IQs, and Tank is very explosive. That's the one thing Tank...
While Crawford finalizes his David vs. Goliath clash with Canelo, reportedly set after Saudi negotiations in London, Tank has inserted himself as the fight's loudest critic. The proposed super fight would pit two P4P kings against each other, but Davis and his team aren't buying the hype. His coach Calvin Ford delivered a blunt assessment when pressed for prediction.
If I'm easy work, I heard him say, I'm easy work. If I was easy work, you would take all that money that he's offering you.
Ford broke down Crawford's recent 154 pounds debut against Madrimov. You can't judge power after one fight at new weight. Like Benavidez, he needs time to adjust. While stopping short of outright picking Canelo, Ford's respect for the Mexican star was evident. Canelo's the king right now. This fight will show us if Crawford's greatness transcends weight classes.
Crawford Canelo situation, do you think that's a fight where they could get to a weight that makes sense? Do you think that the weight would affect Terence Crawford?
I mean, Canelo's the king. Whatever he say.
The verdict? Crawford-Canelo is either a masterpiece waiting to happen or a bridge too far for even boxing's most gifted technician. Meanwhile, Tank's retirement countdown adds urgency to his own career finale. Will he seek one mega fight before walking away? The clock is ticking. Sign off. For more boxing insights that cut through the noise, hit subscribe and tap that notification bell. We bring you the real stories behind the gloves. Until next time, keep your hands up and your opinions coming.
The fight, I like to see that fight, the outcome of it, you know what I'm saying? And then watching Canelo been making some good moves, as far as fights and whatnot,